And good afternoon. Welcome aboard the Hump Day Show, the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thank you for being with us wherever you may be on this Wednesday, as we call it, April the 22nd, 2015. Our 51st day together. Got a full slate today ready to go. We'll be checking in with Tommy Weinmann. We'll go 5 for 5 on the Bracken Paving Asphalt Maintenance Quiz Show. Just get that out of the way. It's going to happen. Apster's going to come tumbling down. The empire that she's built over the last 3 or 4 weeks will come crashing down. We'll talk to Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medicine Mart. Also, Greg Salyer with our Reds report. Reds won big last night. They're now they're a hot 500 ball club at 7-7. Also, Michael White will join us later on from East Tennessee State University. Big week, signings in basketball. Golf team Kicktown took names, and so lots to talk about for the ETSU folks, and he'll join us coming up in the next hour. Our show is dedicated every day for the man who hung up on the cross up here. We unashamedly tell you that. Isaiah 41:10, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed or scared, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This has come from the man who created all this in 7 days. Not actually a man, but he's God. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed or scared, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Can't get any better than that, folks. Isaiah 41:10. That's one you can take to the bank. That's a great verse. And there's a lot of meat and taters in that verse, I can tell you. We're here again brought to you by Bracken Asphalt Maintenance and Bracken Paving, Wells Fargo Financial Network, Bays Mountain Park, Bristol Motor Speedway and Bristol Dragway, Max Medicine Mart, Cherokee Barbershop, Book Lovers Warehouse, Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, Kingsport Cabinetry, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, and my buddy Tim Smith and Kim and the gang at American Import and Auto Repair. So, good afternoon. Hello, Horace. How are you?
It's Hump Day.
Hump Day. Wonder if she got her hat on today. Her Happy Hump Day hat.
I hope so.
With the Apester. Yeah. We need to get that on where we can just pop that up every Wednesday. Just put it on there.
You're gonna have to send the picture to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she can send you the picture, or Weinmann can send you the picture.
Yeah.
Let's don't be testy 2 minutes into the show, please. Now, we'll take care of that. So, look right there. Is that not beautiful? That is beautiful, baby. The silver and black.
If you say so.
Oh, I do. Circle the calendar, November the 29th. The Raiders are rolling into Nashville to kick some Titans' tail.
You just covered it up.
Oh, my arm?
No, with your head.
Oh.
Your big old head covered the helmet.
My big noggin? All
That's
right,
pretty sad when you got a big old noggin that covers up a helmet.
Where would I put it where people can see that?
I don't know.
There? Is that better?
No.
Not going to be better?
Your big old head covers that whole printer.
Okay. All right. So,
we'll find a place.
Yeah, we'll find a place to put it up there because it's going to go up. The Raiders, I found it the other day in the box. The Raiders mini helmet going up right beside the Raiders pennant. And we have the Blue Jays pennant. It may replace the Reds pennant. If they don't do something to Brian Price, I'm going to be upset.
I'm already upset. I mean, he gave an apology, and it was not sincere.
No. It was
CYA.
There you go. Or CYT, cover your tail. You got it. It was
sorry about that.
Yeah, I got you. But it was
same meaning.
You know, yeah, it's the same part of your body, but kind of watered down a little bit. CYT, cover your tail. And so, yeah, the Reds, I lost a lot of respect for them. If they can't do something, I mean.
Well, I lost respect for the players too because Mesoraco was specifically asked, "How's the team feel about that?" And he says, "We're cool with it. We don't care." I mean, come on.
77 F-bombs in 5 minutes. I mean, that just the guy's got problems. I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist doctor, but if I'm around you for 5 minutes and I hear you burn up the F-bomb 77 times in 5 minutes, you got issues. I'm just going to tell you.
Letting it slip once or twice because you're mad is one thing. But 77 times?
There's issues.
Now, I will defend his argument, okay, because, he doesn't want to give up information about his team because others can use it against him.
Right.
That is, his opponents.
Exactly.
Okay. But it was a legitimate question,
yep.
And he was totally disrespectful and out of line. And if nothing is done except for him to say, well, I probably used some wrong language, and that was it, and not being sincere about it, I'm done.
Yeah, we'll see.
Especially when the team doesn't care.
They would have done something, but now I'm pretty sure there ain't nothing going to happen. It's been 20. See, it happened on Sunday, right? Or it happened on Monday. So here it is Wednesday, and ain't much being said. We'll talk to our Reds report man coming up at 2 o'clock. We'll see what he has to say about that and what should be done and what's not being done. So, yeah, I've lost a lot of respect for the Reds organization. Let him get by with it. So, again, it's pretty commonplace in our culture today. The F word we're talking about, it's everywhere. Doesn't make it right. And so a slip here and there, that's not – I mean, I don't like that either. But 77 in 5 minutes, no, there's cause for concern. I don't care what you say. That's
man's got a problem.
You got it. He's got a problem. I'm not a doctor, but if you got to let him fly 77 times, I'm not sure I could say. I mean, if I used to pick another word, pizza, or just pick a word out of the vocabulary, I'm not sure.
I served in the Marine Corps, and I heard a lot of it, but I didn't hear it 77 times in 5 minutes.
Well put. Hit the bell. You got it. I understand. So, anyway, Reds won big last night, 16-10 over the Brew Crew in Milwaukee, and the Reds went long ball several times, so they're now a 7-7 baseball team. But, again, we have a trip scheduled to Cincinnati, and whenever it is in September. Probably won't make that gig if nothing's done. I know somebody has to go, Tom, let it go. It's part of our culture. Well, it may be, but that's, again, in America, I have my rights. And if I don't want to go or I don't want to support the team and I don't condone what they do, I don't want to hear anybody say the F-bomb. I guess what really turns me off, you ever been around a lady that says it?
Oh, it turns me off faster than a wet hornet. I mean,
I'll do a 360. If I hear a lady cussing or one to drop an F-bomb, and I heard it Christmas shopping, at a big box store, and the lady was just going off. I just laid my stuff down on the register. When I walked out of that, I'm not cool. And this was a customer, so you think, well, what's the big deal? Just don't, I'm not a goody two shoes. I have certainly had mileage put on me over the years, but I guess because I've been in that situation, I don't need to hear that. I'm not going to hear it. So anyway, Reds. They win last night. They're now 7-7. They got the Brew Crew again tonight in Milwaukee, and then they come home for a weekend set with the Cubbies. And so they're back home after the road trip to St. Louis and Chicago and Milwaukee. So anyway, last two more games in the series against Milwaukee, and then they come back home. Now, sad note. This happened late yesterday before we got off, right as we were going off the show. Steve Burns, the longtime NASCAR television analyst, and the one they named the race after on Sunday, passed away on Tuesday. 56 years old, came just 2 days after the running the Food City 500 in support of Steve Burns. And so it was very touching up there at the track. I guess looking back now, they probably let Steve go home because they kind of figured they'd done about all they could do. Yeah. So he went home over the weekend and passed away yesterday at the age of 56. Fondly remembered throughout the motorsports community. And so we're going to miss him. And he was an excellent, excellent broadcaster. I do want to go to the quote. This is in the John City Press, by the way. The quote from Jerry Caldwell, the general manager. He was a man of faith. I'm all about that. Incredible talent. He was, and a positive influence, setting a great example on how to live an impactful life filled with love and kindness. Caldwell went on to say his spirit was inspirational. We hope our thoughts and prayers lift up his loved ones as he did for so many others. Danica Patrick went on to say, I pointed out that Burns' last tweet was a response to a fan asking if he was able to watch the entire race at Bristol, to which he responded, I went the distance. He was there watching all of it. Patrick then added, you did, my friend. Haven't gained a real fighter today. So, again, we lose a good guy, a great professional broadcaster, Steve Burns. We lose him at the age of 56. And as we said, the race was named after him on Sunday. So we say thoughts and prayers to Steve's family. I know his family members were there at the track. Very an emotional time for him. And so they got back home, and as we said, he moved on to glory late yesterday afternoon. Now, sports-wise, here we go. Well, that was a sports story, but switching gears. I love this. Oh, here's my boy Jameis back in the news again. Now, why? Okay, I'm going to preface what I'm about to tell you. Who cares? Why does it make any difference? But
I don't care.
I know, but here we go. Former Florida State quarterback Jameis Winston, who is projected to be the first overall selection in the NFL draft, said during an appearance on TV that he never stole the crab legs last year. He was accused of that they instead were given to him by a grocery store employee. Walked out of a Tallahassee, Florida supermarket without paying for $32 worth of crab legs and crawfish that were in his pants.
He either stole them or it was an NCAA violation. It makes no difference.
Good grief. Well, okay, it happened last year. Why now? Two questions. Why now is he telling me about this? And number two, if somebody did it in the grocery store, why hasn't – I mean, if it's caught on videotape, it has to be.
Yeah.
Right? Videotapes in grocery stores, correct?
Yep.
I mean, videotapes everywhere you go. Obviously, Big Brother's always watching. So if, in fact, it was a employee, where's he at or she at? Why have they not kind of flushed her or him out of the video surveillance camera and said, hey, wait a minute. Here's Jimbo Schmo or Betty Sue or whatever.
Because
Nothing's been said.
An accusation was made, and it was covered up and washed under the table. They took care of the problem.
Yeah.
And that's why you never heard of it.
How am I supposed to handle like if I just got them for free? I just say I just messed up.
Well,
which
yeah,
is
you
what
got them for free. He stole them or they gave them to him. Makes no difference.
Oh, wait a minute. It gets better. Our boy Jameis says it wasn't the first time he's been given free food.
And you want this guy on your team?
Yeah, there you go. This guy's going to take me to the Super Bowl. Not going to happen. I promise you.
No.
As my father would say, God rest his soul, a leopard never loses its spots. He is what he is. Now, Winston says it wasn't the first time he had gotten free food. He says, well, and this is a quote from Jameis, well, a week before it was my buddy's birthday, we had a cake. And we met a dude that worked inside of Publix and said, hey, anytime you come in here, I got you covered. So that day we just walked out, and he hooked up with us with a birthday cake. And then when I came in and got crab legs and did the same thing, he just gave them to me and I walked out. Someone from inside the store had told the security that I didn't pay for them, and that's how the whole thing got started.
Don't care.
Don't care. He walked out that front door.
You know, the boy's got a stupid gene. It's dominant. He's a talented fella, but he's got a stupid gene.
Yeah. Jimbo Fisher says, and quote, it was totally news to me. He says, and I quote, if he says it is, I guess it is. I had no knowledge of it until I came in this morning. But Florida State, we did make contact with Publix back then to make sure there was nothing going on. Fisher was confident that the Winston incident was an isolated one. So
they're all isolated, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah, so now he's saying he didn't steal them. The guy gave them to him. Well, okay. There's a thing called integrity. I'm sorry.
Well,
it's like, I can't take these. I can't walk out of these without paying for them. Yeah, man, go ahead, take them. You got them. I got you covered. Nah, you can't do that.
No.
Or allegedly I'm supposed to do that. That ain't how I was raised.
Well,
maybe. So then they go back in and get a birthday cake. So one would ask now, how many more times does he just not tell it?
It happened all the time. And it wasn't just there at Publix either, I bet. It was all over the place. Boy probably never did pay for a meal.
It's pitiful.
I'm sorry. I mean,
and this guy's going to make
how many times? This isn't just
Horace is getting ready to go off. Go ahead.
This isn't just Jameis Winston, all right, at Florida State.
No.
How many times does Florida State come up when you got issues with college players getting in trouble?
Yep, you got it.
I mean, it's all the time.
Yep.
And until they clean up that program, you're going to hear about it more. Next year it'll be somebody different.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. That's why I don't like Florida State. You know. Bobby Bowden, great coach, right?
Yeah.
But he had no control either. And late in his career, that's what got him, out. And I'm sorry. That's why I don't have respect for him in that aspect. He can't control his players.
Exactly.
They still can't control their players.
Gator has come in with a good one. He's weighed in on this. He's listening down to the Cherokee Barbershop. Well, but Gator says if they were given to him, why were they in his pants? There you go.
There you go.
Why is he hiding if they were given to him? Just walk out.
That's right.
Because he didn't do anything wrong. And so then Apester says, you're already talking smack. No worries over here. Okay, thank you. And then Weinmann says, he has a quote this morning. Okay, he'll be with us a little bit later on. He's out doing a quote, which is good for Bracken Paving. Anyway, you got the quiz show coming up in a few minutes. That's Jameis Winston, so we got problems. And this guy, now here's the thing. This guy's going to get drafted either one or two coming up next week, making millions of dollars. And so if you and I did this.
Not worth it.
If anybody else had done this, a common Joe, as you and I are, not the talent this guy's got, or maybe he's the common Joe and we got the talent. I don't know. Depends how you look at it. But this guy, he's just not, this is not the guy I want to sign for my football team to expect him to take me to the Super Bowl. Can't be. And now his agent told a couple of weeks ago in a public press conference, Jameis on the field's ready to go. Off the field, he's not ready for the National Football League.
He never will be.
I still don't understand what that means. What does that mean?
Because he walks out with crab legs in his pants.
Gotcha. All right. Enough said. You've covered that one right there. You smoked it. All right. Enough said. Moving on. So Jameis, and he's got problems. Crab legs in his pants. Doo-dah. So I don't know. Now birthday cakes being walked out of the store. Nobody's paying for them. So see it. All right, I'm not done with this because I know for a fact because Food City, I'm very close to folks. Food City, I've been up in their office. They got not just Food City. They got security cameras in Walmart. Any place you go to, there's security cameras. If somebody gave him that cake or somebody gave him his crab legs and he's saying it's an inside job, somebody gave them to him, it's got to be on tape somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah.
So now you go back to the grocery stores covering up because they're not going to reveal and say, yeah, it was old Tommy over there. He gave Jameson crab legs.
They made the problem go away.
Me, oh, my. And so people say, you don't take this show too seriously. I said, no, man, it's one spoken wheel of life. There's so many,
But, this is – when this is news, and it's a sad state of affairs when this represents college football.
Right.
Okay? What has society dropped to? And most people probably don't care. They could care less what Jameis Winston does.
Yeah.
All they care about is wins and losses.
Yeah. You're right.
And whether it puts money in their pocket.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. That's just sad.
Yeah. That's where we are. So, but you and I, or at least, I can say you and I ain't playing. I'm not going down that trail.
I'm not buying a ticket to watch him play.
No. I'm going to call him out, and not just Jameis. I'm not picking on Jameis. He just happens to be the guy that's done it. There's other people who've done it, and when they pop up in the news, I'm going to wear them out too. Like Brian Price, I'm still mad at him for having that profanity-laced tirade from the Cincinnati Reds. All right, let's run down the scoreboard. Speaking of baseball, last night Cubbies won, Philadelphia won, Washington beat the Cardinals in 10, Mets over Atlanta. Atlanta 2.5 back from the front-running Mets. Cincinnati, a football score, 16-10 over Milwaukee. Home runs last night. Todd Frazier, Joey Votto, Jay Bruce. Cozart goes deep twice for the Cincinnati Reds. They're all over the Milwaukee pitchers, obviously. Marquise gets the win for Cincinnati. They're now 7-7. San Diego beat Colorado, Texas over Arizona, and the Giants beat the Dodgers. In the American League, Toronto besting Baltimore. Let's see. It's tonight, my man. Nope, he'll pitch probably Thursday or Friday. Toronto beats Baltimore. Yankees over Detroit. Boston beat Tampa Bay. Cleveland defeats Chicago. Kansas City downs Minnesota. It was the Angels 14-1 over Oakland. Houston beat Seattle 6-3 in the Major League Baseball scoreboard from yesterday and last night. On the ice, the National Hockey League, Tommy's happy because the Chicago Blackhawks in 3 overtimes beat Nashville 3-2. Chicago now leads that series 3-1. They're going to try and close it out tomorrow night in Nashville. The Calgary Flames skate past the Vancouver
Canucks
3-1, the final there. Washington skates past New York, the Islanders 2-1. That series now tied. That went to overtime. And Detroit blanks Tampa Bay 3-0. Detroit leads that series 2-1. Tonight on the ice, the Montreal
Canadiens
at the Ottawa.
I have no idea.
Good. New York Rangers at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh are the
Penguins.
Penguins. There you go.
Yeah, that's a bad.
How about that? Is that good? That good like a penguin? Okay, not so good on the camera. All right. Let's see. Also tonight, St. Louis skating in Minnesota against the
Minnesota skating against who?
St. Louis and Minnesota skating against the nicknames. What you do sometimes, you get a little wild. There you go, Minnesota. Thank you. And Anaheim and Winnipeg. In Winnipeg, the Jets hosting the Anaheim. Whack, whack. That would be Ducks. Thank you. That's in the National Hockey League.
You can tell I'm not much of a hockey.
No.
League. Now I will say this: I've watched a couple of the Predators games on Dish again playing the Blackhawks. Let me tell you, that is some hockey going on.
Yeah.
They've had 4 games now, and 2 of them went into overtime. And that's last night's went. I gave up on them last night after the first overtime. I turned the TV off. But yeah, that's some good hockey.
There you go. Now, Horace is my tech guy. I got a radio last week, compliments of CenturyLink. He gave me a Wi-Fi radio, which is really cool. So I'm going to set it up hopefully tonight. Do you think I can put it in the other room because I got Wi-Fi here, right? So I can set it over there in the other room, and I want to kind of tune in and see if I can pick up a hockey on the radio. I think it'd be fun to Wi-Fi radio. So do you need to assist me in that? Can I just plug it in and just kind of go with it?
You're not going to have a clue.
Come on. It's not that bad.
You're not going to have a clue.
Okay,
buddy.
all right. So that means you're going to take a few minutes after the show and plug it in and see. You just get so tired. A while ago, he walks in. He's not in there 5 minutes. I said, Horace, will you do me a favor? He said, yes. I said, can you fix this? Because my phone on the weather thing says Bristol, Virginia. Can you hit Johnson City so this kind of show where we are? Yes. He hits two things, hands it back, says, "How'd you do that?" "Just take it." I said, "Okay." So Horace may help me. I want to listen to a hockey on the radio. Have you ever heard that? I've never heard hockey on the radio. I can't follow on TV. I can't follow the puck. I've tried, and I got to even get up real close to the screen. I just can't do it. So one year, a couple of years.
Blind.
Well, no, it goes too fast. But I can see the players
You
reacting.
know what? That's one that epitomizes you because you don't do anything fast.
No,
nothing.
No, babe. I'm slow going all the way.
Anything that's fast motion, fast
but I get
moving,
there.
Well, you may get there.
I get there. Elvis gets there ultimately.
Now I can understand why you can't follow the puck because you don't move that fast.
There you go.
Your eyes don't move that fast.
No, I don't. Kind of like this right here. Golly. Now there was a time they put like a little red dot or something on the puck on television. You could watch it, and I watched it then. I followed it then.
That just hypnotized you.
Well, it did, but it was fun. I could follow it then. So anyway, we're going to try Wi-Fi radio tonight, see if I can dial in and see if I can catch. Let's see. Who would I want to catch tonight on the ice? Maybe the Pens and the Rangers tonight from Pittsburgh. I'll try that one, see if I can find it. Now, the NBA last night. When we go to the break, Cleveland beat Boston 99-91. LeBron and the boys lead that one 2-0. Washington over Toronto. The Toronto
Raptors. Dinosaurs.
There we go. No, they're little birds. They're birds that fly. Let's go down that road again. Washington beat the Raptors. Those are the big birds on the logo. They beat, Washington leads the series 2-0. Dallas and Houston, the Rockets win that one. And so Houston now leads that series. Where are we here? 2-0. So tonight, my boys are on the hardwood. Victory tonight. Mark it down. The San Antonio Spurs, man, they can play. They are awesome. They play team basketball. They're on tonight. Maybe that's what I can do. That's what I want to do. Forget hockey. I want to go Wi-Fi radio.
I'm trying to find the Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs on. There's a clear channel station out of. Now wait a minute. Is this going to be?
This is not terrestrial radio.
It's not going to be terrestrial radio. I got to figure out how to get the Spurs on Wi-Fi radio. How would I do that?
Well, if there's a local station down in Dallas that's on the
San Antonio.
Okay, well, San Antonio, wherever they're at.
San Antonio, yes.
If there's a local station that covers them and they stream.
There we go.
You just got to go to their website.
Here we go. So I'll have to find on the computer to find out which one's streaming and go ahead and flip on the radio and listen to it. Well, I guess I'll listen to it here, couldn't I?
Well, I was going to say, I got to look at your radio. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure how you
I'm not going to let you touch it.
Radio.
You're not going to touch it. I'm going to do this on my own.
Oh, babe. I'm going to hear it.
No, you won't.
I'm going to get a phone call.
You will not hear it at church tonight.
I can't get this thing working.
No, I will not do it. I promise you, if it doesn't work, you'll never hear.
And I'm promising everybody right now that he will not hear a ball game tonight.
You will not, if I have problems with that Wi-Fi radio, you will not hear a thing. I will swallow my pride. I will not call you. No way. You'll walk in tomorrow and say, listen to the game? Nope. And then hear the first thing. Went downstairs and watched Lonesome Dove on the old tube. Good Lord Almighty. All right, let's see. What else? Anything else going on in sports? You told me Tiger's going somewhere. Where's he going?
He's going to Asia.
Oh, really?
He's going to promote golf in Asia.
That's nice. So that's wonderful.
Can't golf here so much.
There you go. There you go. You got that rim shot over there? Do we have a rim shot? We need to get that.
We do have it,
You need to have that ready from time to time. You've been hitting some zingers the last couple of weeks, so you've been on it like a duck on a June bug. There we go. Thank you very much. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're at 1:23 on this Wednesday. We're live on livestream.com. Tonight you'll be able to go back and see our fun and merriment. Let's see, Tunein Radio, iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher phone app, and Stitcher.com. And, of course, we're live right now from 1 to 3, and we appreciate you being with us. Coming up, we're going to take a look at the baseball and softball update around the area. Also, coming up after the break, we got a little baseball game last night, sellout crowd, Tennessee and ETSU. We'll tell you how that went. Also, a big golf tournament starting at the Johnson City Country Club coming up very soon. It's going to be a big event. And also, we've got I guess we said an update on baseball and softball in the region. And before we go to the break, here's the coolest story that I've read in a long time. Check this out. This is great. This is the Boston Marathon, all right, that happened on Monday. A Venezuelan man with muscular dystrophy. Did you read this story? Did you see this? Mm-hmm. This is great, man. This is what sports, we'll go on my soapbox here. We'll get ready. This overshadows the Jameis Winstons and all the other yo-yos out there in the world. All right, sports world.
All right.
That don't do things right. Venezuelan man with muscular dystrophy running the Boston Marathon. Honored at City Hall Tuesday after enduring 20 hours of drenching rain, wind, and cold to complete the Boston Marathon in the early morning hours. Michael Malamed, hope I'm saying it right, finished at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
The last athlete to complete the 26.2-mile race has muscular dystrophy, didn't quit, 20 hours. He said, I'm going to finish this thing one way or the other. Now, that is sports. That's a hero in my book. It ain't Jameis Winston or Brian Price or any of these other guys making the sports news today. This is a true sports hero. 26-mile race. The mayor says, Marty Walsh, the mayor says, his story is truly one of inspiration. Bestowed a medal for completing the race to Malamet at the gathering with supporters and city officials. The gentleman is 39 years old who has a form of muscular dystrophy that severely impairs his mobility. And so that's awesome. I'm trying to keep it together. That is awesome. 20 hours. He starts it, finishes it in rain, wind, and cold. You know how cold it's been here and windy and rainy. Well,
oh yeah.
Go way up into Boston and see how cold and rainy it was. But this guy finishes it at 5 o'clock in the morning. He crosses the finish line. That's awesome. 26 miles. So this guy's my hero. Michael, Maickkel, Michael Malamed. I guess is how you say it. Doesn't really matter. He's from Venezuela. Oh, no. He's a hero to me. 20 hours with muscular dystrophy. He finishes the Boston Marathon. That and Steve Burns, and losing him is a whole lot more important than Jameis Winston and Brian Price and anybody else going to be on the sports news here today. I can tell you that. Quick break. We'll be right back. We've got my man ready to go. We're fixing to go 5 for 5 on the quiz show. Look at the scoreboard. Enjoy that 8. It's going to change. Bracken Paving Asphalt Maintenance scoreboard. 8 is the magic number right now. It's fixing to go to 9. I'm so confident. Here's my dry eraser ready to get up there and mark a 9 here in a few minutes. We'll have the quiz show coming up next. We got my man Tommy Weinmann.
I'm sorry.
Ready to ask the questions that the Apester put together for us. So we'll do that coming up next right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this. You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
See what might be hiding in your coverage at farmers.com/gaps.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Welcome back to the Tom Taylor Sports Show at half past on this Wednesday. It's hump day over the hump through the woods to a wonderful weekend we go. And we go right to the phone. He's our buddy Tommy Weinmann's in the house. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm just dandy. I'm just sitting here waiting for the parade to go by, sitting on the curb.
Again? Sitting on the curb.
Again.
All
no
right.
ice cream today, just waiting for the parade to go by.
It's a little breezy out there today, isn't it?
I know. You know, a couple times I thought I saw a witch flying over on broomsticks.
I could go into that one, but I'll leave that one alone. You set me up, but no, I'm going to let that one go. Yep.
Oh, somebody would beat the heck out of you if you said that.
I'm just going to let that one fly right past me. So
That's Very smart of you, Tom.
Now tell me about your beloved Blackhawks. They get in there and they get her done. The Predators are in trouble, aren't they?
It's tough to come back from 3-1, but until that final buzzer goes off and you're up 4-whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're going back to Nashville. I wouldn't be surprised if the Predators don't win there, but then they have to come back to Chicago. And if the Blackhawks don't beat them in Game 6, if there is a Game 6, Game 7 is going to be a tough one because any break one way or another means the series.
All right. So, and your Bulls are doing pretty good too, aren't they? Let me see how they're doing. Aren't they winning the series so far?
I do believe they're 2-0, aren't they?
They are. They lead the Milwaukee Bucks 2-0. They'll play again, tomorrow night in Milwaukee. Now, the Milwaukee players' shirts, I like this on the bench. It says, "Fear the deer." So I like that. Well, the Bulls aren't fearing too many deers. They're up 2-0. So that's.
Let's hope not, yeah.
Yeah. Now, any news on the Bears front or the Cubbies front? Let's see. How are the Cubbies doing right? They still doing pretty good?
They're still winning. They've taken 2 so far from the Pirates.
Yeah. Yeah, they're 8-5. They're half game out of first place. I'm telling you, this is a different ball club in Chicago. You guys are playing some pretty good ball, so I think you'll have a good year.
That's what they keep saying. These youngsters that they brought up, what was it, a 21-year-old? I think that's going to be starting in the infield. Their infield is not going to be any older than 25 years old.
Well, you know, I'm mad at the Reds, so I may be switching the Cubs.
Not too bad.
Yeah. I may be switching teams. I'm mad at the Reds. You saw
All right, I can hear you.
You what? Did we lose him again? Hello?
I don't think it's us.
No. Hello?
Hey.
Hello?
Hello.
All right, let me call him back. I don't think the problem's us.
No, it's not.
No,
this happens with him all the time.
Yeah, so we'll try it one more time here and see what's going on. We need to get him more on landline where we go to a payphone or something. So
you must be using your cell phone company.
Yeah, right.
Hello, this is Tom Weinmann. I'm sorry I'm unable to answer your phone call right now.
Okay.
Leave your name, message, and phone number, and I will get back to you as soon as possible.
This is a train wreck. Here we go. This is day number 2 of Train Wreck at 101. Let's try it again here. All right, we got to fix this. We can't do this. We got to do it a different way starting next week.
He's going to find a landline.
Yeah, we're going to find him a landline or something. Stop at someplace and call. So, all right.
Hello, this is Tom Weinmann.
Yeah, he's trying to call you.
He's trying to call me back. Okay, all right. We'll try that here in a minute. So, anyway, the quiz show, he just drops out. That's the second week in a row we're just talking. He says hello.
It's happened to him many times.
Yeah. So, it used to happen to him on the radio, too, so we're on the road.
Oh,
so.
Yeah, it's not us.
Yeah, I think maybe – here we go. Hello?
Hey, it's me.
There you go. So, I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's your telephone. But that's all right. We're back, so –
it's not my phone.
It happens every week. Yes, I think we
have this problem with nobody else.
Yeah, just my man Weinmann. But that's all right. We're back. So, what were we talking about? Oh, the Cubbies. I think they're the real deal, man. I think they got a good team up there this year.
That's what they're saying. Their infield's 25 years or younger, so it's going to be a stout team. Who knows what's going to happen? Of course, then again, it's a long season. They're going to make rookie mistakes still, so we'll see what happens.
Now, I was telling you when I lost you that I may switch to your team because I'm really mad at the Reds. Now, would you not be upset if your manager went on a 77 F-bomb tirade in 5 minutes? Shouldn't something be done to this guy?
That was pretty impressive to do that in 5 minutes. I'm telling you what. I don't think there were many other words spoken in that. But, yeah, they should be disciplining him somehow or another for that, especially doing that in front of the press. That's kind of a cardinal sin.
There you go. I'm right there with you. So if they don't do anything to him, that Reds pin will come down off the wall for me because I ain't playing. But anyway, could be a Cardinals fan. That may be where I'm leaning. I kind of like the same.
Oh, don't even. Jump on the wagon. Why don't you come to the struggling Cubs? Show that you're a real fan.
No, I'm already with the struggling team, the Reds. I'm going to try to hook up with the winner. It won't be the Braves, so it won't be the Cubbies. It'll be the Cardinals. I'll do the Cardinals. So.
And it's not the Raiders, so you may as well go with the Reds. The Cardinals.
There you go. Boom. All right. So, on that note, hit the quiz show music, Horace. Let's crank this thing up and go 5 for 5 and get this over with. Here we go.
5 for 5.
I heard that. All right, here we go. We're playing for someone again for the quiz show with the have Apester call from the office. Yeah, well, that would make sense. Gator says have Apester call. She ain't calling, so it's going to be Tommy.
Yeah, right.
That ain't happening. You got it. So here we go. We're going to be playing today for, let me see. Let me run up and down the line here. Let's pick a person off of our Facebook likes. Horace, let's see. Let's do this one right here. I'm going to pick, let's see. Scanning. Who would I like to play for today? Should have had this ready, but I didn't. So
you may as well just apologize to whoever you pick.
That's
Okay.
right. He's not going to win anything today.
I'm going with Roy Settle, my buddy Roy Settle out of Colonial Heights. Going to play for him today. Get him a free oil change from American Import and Auto Repair, and also a free haircut from the Gator Man, and also some free food.
Are you there? Or did I lose you again?
No, I'm right here. Are you there?
Hello.
I can't hear you.
I'm right here. Hello.
I'm sitting in the same place.
Are you still there?
There you are.
Thank you.
There you are. What are you talking into a tin can?
No, I'm sitting right here talking to my Audio Technica headsets that I talk to
It's got to be the wind outside.
Okay. All right, whatever. So.
Okay, question number one.
Yeah, let's get on before we lose you. Yeah, go ahead. Here we go.
Question number one.
Yes.
Elvis, Aloha from Hawaii took place in 1972.
Aloha from Hawaii, Elvis. You're talking about the movie? It was filmed in 19. Now, be more specific on these. It was
Aloha from Hawaii. Remember?
Yeah.
That was his Hawaii concert?
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the concert. Okay. You're asking me it took place in 72, 1972. Elvis. See, the comeback tour is 69. I'll say that's false.
You're right. That is false.
There you go. Woohoo! Hit that
It was
bell.
January 14th, 1973.
73. That's what I thought. All right, here we go.
April's sweating right now.
Nah, she better be.
The first song that Elvis sung in the Aloha from Hawaii tour was Burning Love.
Does that count as 2001 Space Odyssey intro, or are you talking about the actual song he sang?
Oh, dear Lord. Here we go again. You make it so complicated.
Yeah. Repeat the question, please.
The first song Elvis sung in Aloha from Hawaii was Burning Love.
That would be false.
That would be false. What was it?
Gosh.
Now, I'll tell you, it's C.C. Ryder.
Well, that's no. I was going to say C.C. Ryder's going to be that one.
You were not. Stop that.
Well, I'm 2 for 2, so leave me alone. I'm on my way, baby. Here we go, number 3.
All right. Aloha from Hawaii broadcasted live in over 40 countries, but it did not air in the United States until 3 months later.
Whew, let me think here. 73, Elvis, Aloha from Hawaii, worldwide except in the United States. And it was aired, what, 3 months later?
Yeah.
That's a good one there. Way to go, Apester. That's a good question. 73, Aloha, Hawaii. Oh, gosh. I know
You're flipping a coin on this one.
Oh, no. Yeah, because I was there. I was trying to think when I watched it, was it that night or was it delayed? 73, Aloha from Hawaii, 40 countries worldwide, but was not released in the United States until 3 months later. I'm going to say that is true.
That is true.
Yo! All right.
If you go 5 for 5, you're not doing any more Elvis. She will stop.
That's all right.
All right. Question number 4.
Somewhere right now, she is gnawing on her little fingernails right now. So here we go.
Oh, you know she is.
I guarantee it. And she should be. Here we go.
The Aloha from Hawaii album was Elvis's last #1 album.
Aloha from Hawaii was Elvis's last #1 album.
Right on.
Came out in 73. Aloha from Hawaii was his last #1 album. I will say that is false.
I would say that's true.
Oh, all right. I got that right. Good.
No, you didn't. You got that wrong.
Oh, I got it wrong. Stupid question. Stupid question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
God, stupid
The
question.
one before was harder.
Yeah, all right. So
Of course,
what?
you know, you got a 50-50 chance of each of these.
Yes, I know. That was a stupid
Okay,
question.
last but not least.
Yes.
All right. Aloha from Hawaii is the only film Elvis ever produced.
That he produced himself? Wait a minute. She's sending one here. Yeah, right. She's. Yeah.
Joke.
She giving
Yeah.
you down the road?
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, let's turn the tables one time. Let me ask her those questions. See how it goes. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Now, what's this?
Don't get her to talk on the radio.
I know that. What's the stupid question number 5? What is it?
Elvis's Aloha from Hawaii
Right.
is the only film he ever produced.
So I'm already lost. Let's see here. The only film he ever produced. I'll say that is false.
That is incorrect.
God.
It is true.
All right. 3 for 5. All right. So, Okie dokie. There we go.
She's happy now.
Yeah, she's happy.
She's doing her happy dance in the office.
There you go. So, Apester sends one that says, boom. All right.
The hammer falls.
Cold, isn't she? She's just cold.
Yeah, she is cold. But did you say she was cold?
Yeah,
you got to go back to the office and deal with her. I know.
I haven't
so
moved.
No, I like her. So she's all right. Can you hear me?
I can't hear a thing.
Well, get that. Just pay the bill, I guess, is what I want you to do from now.
I can hear you very faintly. I think it's that whisper going over my head in the wind right now.
All right. Well, where are you today doing quotes? I guess is what I want to ask you. Where are you?
I can just barely hear you, but I've been in Churchill, Kingsport, and Bloomingdale today.
There you go. So 323-8726, 3 for 5, and so we didn't do it again this week. Maybe next week. So, all right, Tommy, you're
I can just barely hear you, Tom. I'm going to hang up, but I got to go get that cotton candy vendor so that I can have some cotton candy while watching the parade.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Bye, honey. Love you.
Love you, mean it. Bye, you, honey. Bye, honey, whatever. Hit the stupid music. Get this stupid part over with. Okay. God. I was 3 for 3 when I was rolling, too. So
we got to get him a new phone.
Yeah. Now, at some point, let me get out on the limb here. At some point, we got to turn the tables here. I get hammered every week. That's okay. I'm taking like a big boy. But now, at some point, we got to turn the tables and let me ask her the question. I think it's only fair. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's only fair that she can. I'm getting all these texts, smack, boom, and all this, and that's good. But at some point, the cowboy needs to take his turn asking her the questions. Wouldn't you think? I think it'd only be fair.
Yes.
Yes. I think it's only right. So we'll see how that works. But anyway, Weinmann says it ain't going to happen, and he's probably right. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll get moving on. We're going to check in Dr. Barry Walton later on to the show. We got the baseball, softball update. And also, we've got some other sports to tell you all about. Bucks are doing fantastic, or did fantastic in golf. They've signed themselves a basketball recruit. We'll talk to Michael White, the sports information director from East Tennessee State University. All that coming up here in just a few minutes. So congratulations to the Apester. Once again, she got me. So that number 8 stays right there.
Her record against you is much better than what that record is up there.
That's exactly right. So I'd like one shot just to let me ask her the questions. And if she's scared to be on the phone or on the radio or whatever Tommy says, then she can hand it to Sarah. She can hand the phone to – she can give the answers to somebody. They can convey them to me on the phone. I don't think that's too hard to ask. So
I think that's perfect.
I think she should be able to do that. She is blowing my phone up with these smack talks, so why don't we say, okay, I'll ask you the questions. You don't have to be on the radio. You can convey them to Tommy, who can say true or false to me. I think it's only fair.
There you go.
There you go. I think it's time to switch the gears one time. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll check in with Dr. Barry Walton. It ain't going to happen, but I thought I'd try. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. So the Apester got me again. What's the batting average? It's like I'm 0 for like.
You're 0 for on all the 11 questions. What do you mean? What's the batting average?
Yeah. 0 for over, still over, right?
That's
Give
right.
me some taters. All right, I walked into that one. She got me again. Congratulations, Apester. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll come back with more on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident? So, the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Back to the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and I got whacked again. I tell you what, I feel like a seal got clubbed again. She got me, and so I thought, well, I got into 3 of them. I thought I'm going to do good, and she stayed with the Aloha from Hawaii, and I just didn't do well. So.
You give me down the road all the time,
yeah.
all the time, and you're over.
Man, I hate losing. Gosh, I hate losing. I was rolling too, 3 for 3, and then those last 2 got me. So. Anyway, we'll try it again tomorrow. Let's see. Tomorrow, we got Greg Taylor going to be with us tomorrow from Wells Fargo. He's going to give me a whirl tomorrow. And he said he wants back in the loop, so he'll be asking the questions, and I guess we'll get Buzzer on Friday. You may be off the hook this week, so which is probably a good thing. I don't want to see you get embarrassed and hear them.
I didn't know that yesterday.
There you go. So anyway, let's see what else happened in the world of sports again on this this Wednesday. It's Hump Day, so again, congratulations to the Apester. She got me again. Baseball from yesterday, we had Dobbins Minute defeating Crockett in a big matchup in the Big 7, 7-2. Cherokee beat Cobb County 6-5. Daniel Boone all over Volunteer 15-3. Science Hill led 11-6, had to hang on to beat Tennessee I 11-2. I'm sorry, 11-10. They win that one. Sullivan South behind Trey Fields 13 strikeouts. They mow down Sullivan East. Final there was 3-0. Unicoi County beat Johnson County 9-8. And Happy Valley doubles up Sullivan Central in baseball 8-4 in Tennessee. And now in Virginia, East Side over Castlewood 6-0. John Battle defeats Gate City 4-2. I would have thought by now the Apester would have said, or what did she send? She sent me something a while ago. So, boom.
Just boom. That's all it has to be
that's
said.
All has to be said. Boom. The hammer comes down. She got me again. Swanee to beat, but that's all right. She's a sweetheart. Let's see. J.I. Burton beat Twin Springs in baseball 24-0. How do you beat somebody 24-0 in baseball? They don't call it. Good grief. Union beat Lehigh 17-4 in 5 innings, and Honaker over Asai 3-0 in high school baseball. Now in softball, you had Dobbins Minute defeating Tennessee High 3-1. Let me refer to the Johnson City Press, my buddies there, because there were some no-hitters thrown. And I want to make sure I get that right. Yep. It was Crockett's Haley Grindstaff and Happy Valley's Kaylee Johnson, both threw no-hitters in softball. Crockett defeated Sullivan Central 16-0. Happy Valley, let's see, Happy Valley, they won yesterday. Make sure I get this right. I want to get these in there because Happy Valley beat Johnson County 2-1. University High in softball beat Unaka 9-6. North Green beat Cloudland 10-0. Unicoi County shuts out Sullivan East 8-0. Dobbins Minute beat Tennessee High 3-1 in softball. Crockett all over Central 16-0. And Science Hill hangs on in a barn burner and a nail biter to beat the Science Hill Hilltoppers. Lady Hilltoppers beat Daniel Boone 3-2. So congratulations there to all the softballers. Now today in baseball, let's see, let's run these down for you. Baseball today, Crockett at Tennessee High, Volunteer at University High, Greenville at South Green, and Elizabethton at Sullivan East. Volleyball today, I keep saying volleyball. Softball today, Daniel Boone's ladies at Volunteer. Unicoi County's Lady Blue Devils, man, they are dynamite. 31-2.
Man,
they
they're going to state. They're going to state.
They may win the state, I hope. Unicoi County at Elizabethton, Crockett at Tennessee High, and softball, Sullivan North ladies at Volunteer, and Sullivan Central's Lady Cougars hosting Unaka. And softball action coming up again later on today. Did you see where they've unveiled the 2000, I guess it'll be what, 15 football schedule? National
NFL?
Football League, yep. Oh, here's the Apester. Oh, boy. Yep, they did. And I told you my Raiders going to be in Tennessee. You are not taking it like a big boy. You're a sore loser. You're exactly right. Right up here, baby. Just win, baby. If it's Tiddlywinks, if it's I told you I was playing the little one the other day in basketball. She's beat me. I said, this is enough. And then I beat her, and I thought, what am I doing? She's 9 years old, so, I don't like losing. Then she says, I'm not scared. And then she says, you can start calling me Champ. All right. The Champ Apester, that'll be good. And let's see, what does he have to say? I have to wait to change scoreboard. I have a customer just say you look like Dr. I have a customer that just says you look like Dr. Johnny Fever.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
I just watched that last night. I watched an episode here at the
good
house.
Stuff, man.
Oh, it's classic.
Good stuff.
It is classic. I look like Johnny Fever. All right.
Well, I guess if you had the light just right, I guess you do.
I guess. I don't know. I look like Johnny Fever. Is that a compliment? I don't know if he.
I think it's a great compliment.
Well, I know you would, but anyway, which team you want to see? Which team do you care about besides the Raiders? Because that's my team.
Niners.
Oh, yeah, the Niners. The Ninnies. The San Francisco Ninnies.
Yeah, right.
The San Francisco Ninnies. All right, let's see who they play. You want to know their home schedule, road schedule? Do you care who they play at all?
They're going to play the same people they always play.
No, they switch out every year.
They do?
Oh,
okay.
yeah, they switch.
Just tell me, run it down there.
Road or home?
Let's go with home.
Home. Minnesota, Green Bay, Baltimore, Seattle, Atlanta, Arizona, Cincinnati, and St. Louis.
That's some good games right there.
Road games.
First half of the season's really good.
Yep. Do they come close to here so you can go to see them play? Let's see. They'll be in Pittsburgh.
Nah.
Arizona, New York. They'll be in St. Louis. They'll be in Seattle. They'll be in Chicago to battle the Bears. They'll be in Cleveland, and they'll be in Detroit. So there you go. Yeah. So the San Francisco 49ers, that's your team. Who's your favorite all-time 49er player?
Joe Montana.
Ooh, okay. You remember John Brody? Is that before you?
No, I remember Steve Spurrier backed him up.
Yep, that's exactly right. Taters. He's on it. Way to go, Horace.
Niners.
Yes, you do. You know your Ninnies. The San Francisco.
Excuse me.
Your Niners. You feel better? Get you something over.
Get me a little swig of unsweet tea.
Chase that over there, would you please? Chase that. All right. I know you want to know who the Raiders are playing because I do. They open up with the Bengals. We'll kick their hiney. Then when they get done with them, the Ravens come to town. We'll stomp them. Then look here. October the 4th, we go to Chicago to battle Weinmann's bunch of sissies, the Bears. All right. That'll be a win. we couldn't beat Chucky Doak. And that's no disrespect to Chucky Doak. Let's see.
No,
that's it. Cincinnati, Baltimore. Who else they play at home? They got the Jets at home. They've got Minnesota at home. That'd be cool when they sign Adrian Peterson and play against his former team.
Yeah.
Of course, Kansas City out of the division. They got San Diego out of the division. They got the Green Bay Packers coming to town. That'll be a W. And then they go to Chicago. As we said, they go to Cleveland. They go to San Diego. The Raiders go to Pittsburgh. Man, they got a tough schedule. They go to Detroit. November the 29th, they'll come to Nashville. So the Raiders, I'm there. Road trip. You going? November the 29th.
Well, if there's a ticket for me.
Let me ask you one more time. My father, before he used to whip me, and say, I want a direct answer from a direct question.
I just gave you an answer.
Are you going to go to the Nashville with me to watch the Raiders thump the Titans November the 29th? That's all I want to know.
I'll go.
You're in there. I think Weinmann wants to go, too. Could be another road trip. Champ's not going, I don't think. I can't imagine her wanting to go down there and hang with us to see the Raiders. I'll be dressed with this right up. I'll have this on. I'll probably be the only one. No, there'll be more. At that point of the season, there'll be a lot of Raider fans coming out of the closet because we're going to be kicking tail and taking names by November. So they're coming to town November the 29th to Nashville. Let's see. Is anybody else that you're remotely interested in? Any other teams?
Oh, gosh. Well, I don't care about Tampa Bay because they're going to have Winston.
Right. Cowboys? You interested in the Cowboys?
Yeah, let's give everybody Cowboys. There's a lot of Cowboy fans out there.
Let's see. They're going to be – see, they're coming close to here. No.
And Denver.
No, they'll be at Philadelphia. They'll be in New Orleans. They'll go to play the Giants, of course, in the division. They go to Tampa Bay. They go to Miami. They go, of course, to Washington. They will go back to Green Bay. They'll go to Buffalo. That's the road games for the Cowboys. Who's the other team you said? Oh, Denver. The Denver Broncos. Let's see who they're going to have. On the road, are they coming close?
Probably not.
Go to Detroit. They go to Oakland. They go to Kansas City. Go to Cleveland. They go to Indianapolis. They go to Chicago. They go to San Diego. And they go to Pittsburgh. That'll be a good one. Right before Christmas in the afternoon. And on the 20th, they'll be Denver in Pittsburgh to battle the Steelers. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, football schedules are out for the National Football League. Not only the teams now. They gave it the teams earlier in the year. But now we've got exact who's playing who and what dates. Soccer here in the region, want to bring you up to speed there in soccer. It was Dobbins Winter defeating Sullivan Central 7-0. South defeats University High 2-1 in soccer. And in Southwest Virginia, Gate City beat John Battle twice. The girls beat them 4-1. The boys beat them 2-1 in Southwest Virginia. In tennis from yesterday, it was Tennessee High blanking Dobbins-Mint at 9-0. In tennis, Southwest Virginia, Gate City beat John Battle 9-zip. John Battle beat Gate City 6-3 in the boys' tennis action from yesterday. And Y Central takes 2 from Lebanon in girls soccer, or rather girls tennis yesterday from, as we said, from Southwest Virginia. That's what I was trying to say. There you go. Now, we'll take a quick break. Coming up here, we'll go to the top of the hour. Our buddy Greg Salyer is going to join us. We'll check back in with Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medicine Mart. He'll join us a little bit later on here again on this Wednesday afternoon. And we'll take a break. We'll be right back as, again, you're listening to, and we appreciate that, the Tom Taylor Sports.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident? So, the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
He would absolutely pull his hair out. He'd be working on TV. So, that's the thing, he can say whatever he wants as an analyst or reporter, quarterback school.
Mysterious stuff, man. Mysterious ghosts are talking.
We're back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, top of the hour. Thank you for being with us again on this Wednesday. It's Hump Day. Apester just sent me something. I just Googled Johnny Fig. You look nothing like him. I didn't think it did either, but that's okay. It is what it is. So we are here ready to go. Good afternoon. We're hour number 2 about to unfold. Let's go right to the phone. Our buddy Greg Salyer with our weekly Reds report. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm fine, Tom. How about you?
Just fine. Now, I'm going to start in on this Brian Price thing. He has a 77 F-bomb tirade in 5 minutes. You're a big Reds fan. I'm a big Reds fan for now. Do you think the Reds should do something to him? Or maybe they have since we started the show. As of 1 o'clock, they had not. Do you think he needs to be disciplined?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the manager has got to be the guy that holds it all together, and he just lost control. I lost a lot of respect for him with that. The language that he used was just completely uncalled for. There's no excuse for it. And really the whole basis of his argument really doesn't hold any water. I mean, the guy doesn't work for the team. He's a reporter. He reported. I can understand that he was upset that Skipworth had not been notified that he was being sent back down, but that's his job. He should have already notified him before Barnhart was even on the plane. If he hadn't done that, then that's his fault. And so yeah, they need to do something. I'm sure they have at least had a big discussion, and I would imagine there will be some disciplinary action we may not hear about it, or we may, but I'm sure something will take place there.
Yep, I would say, because I don't think the Reds want folks to think that that's how they run their ball club up there, that I don't think he represents Cincinnati Reds baseball. And now, does the noose tighten around this guy? Well, first off, is there a noose around his neck, the manager? They're 7-7, and if there is a noose, quote unquote, or he's in trouble, does this tighten things up because he did what he did or not?
Yeah, it has to. I mean, I'm not so sure there was a noose before that, but there may be after that. I'm sure he was frustrated. They'd lost 4 in a row, and the team was just not hitting with runners in scoring position at that time. The pitching wasn't good, and he was frustrated when he went in there, and I'm sure that played a role in that. I don't know that his job was in jeopardy at all before that, but I would say they may be questioning some things at this point.
I would think so. Now, they have kind of come around the last couple of games, but again, they're playing the Brewers, are really struggling right now. But last night they had 4 home runs. Cozart had 2, and Frazier and actually 5. Bruce, and I think Votto went deep too, didn't he, last night?
Yeah, Votto had 1 as well. 2 grand slams. I was ready to come on here and talk about how they've not been hitting with runners in scoring position, and they hit 2 grand slams last night. So, I don't know if it was that the Reds bats just came alive or if Brewers pitching is just that bad. But, they broke out last night and looked good. And actually, both of those games in Milwaukee, they've looked pretty good. And tonight it's Cueto and let's see, it's Jimmy Nelson pitching for the Brewers, who has one of their 2 wins. So, it should be a good matchup tonight. But the Brewers have been hurt. They lost Lucroy to that broken toe, I think, in the first game of the series, and that's hurt them as well. And they're struggling. If the Reds don't come out of Milwaukee winning at least 3 out of 4, then they've got problems.
Tide has changed, my man Greg Salyer again with the Reds report. So, and I'm not being negative, Nelly. I hope it doesn't come across that way. But I just, as I said at the outset of the show, whether it's Brian Price or anybody, I don't want to hear one F word, let alone 77 in 5 minutes. So I think, and I'm not a doctor, I think the guy's got problems to be able to go and just do that. I mean, that tells me, that raises red flags about this guy, period. He is the leader of the ball club. You're exactly right. He's the face of the team, and so he's got to be able to handle adversity. Yep, they're in a tailspin. I don't know what do you know what the question was that triggered all this? Because I'm not sure what that was. I've not gone back and –
It was about Mesoraco, wasn't it?
Was it about Devin Mesoraco? Is that what got him going?
Yeah, it had to do with Mesoraco being hurt and the fact that a reporter from one of the local papers, I think maybe from Dayton, made the report that Mesoraco was unavailable to hit even though he was still on the 25-man roster just because he was hurt. And Price didn't want that information to get to the opponents, which, of course, that's understandable. But, if everybody knows it, then the reporter was just basically doing his job. And then the other part of the discussion as well had to do with the fact that Tucker Barnhart was being called up, and then Kyle Skipworth was being sent down. And evidently word got out before he had even spoken with Skipworth that he was being sent back down, and he was upset about that as well. So, the reporter was basically doing his job. His job is to report on what's happening with the Reds. That's what he did. He found out this information. He reported it. You can't expect a reporter not to do his job, even if it's going to hurt his local team. I mean, that's his job, to tell the fans what's going on, and that's what he did. And Brian Price took issue with it, and I'm sure there's going to be repercussions. Yeah.
Now, if you're the Reds management, again, I want to get on to something else, but one more question here. If you're the Reds management, do you suspend him? Do you relieve him of his position? Do you give him a warning? Do you take money out of his pocket with a financial penalty? If you were the Reds, or you were Walt Jocketty or Bob Castellini, what would you do as the Reds management to him?
I think the first thing I would do is fine him. I'd say, hey, you can't get away with this kind of language when you're representing us, and I'd fine him. First thing, make it hurt, and not $1,000 or something like that. Make it hurt, and let him know that that's something that's not going to be stood for, and that if it does happen again, that there will be more serious repercussions. And I don't know if they should necessarily suspend him at this point, but I think you have to seriously think about, is this the guy now that we want running our team?
I don't, so I can tell you.
I don't like him.
No, I haven't been sold on some of his decisions since spring training, but again, every time I bring it up, Horace has said, well, you're just not a Reds fan, but he's not. They got rid of Dusty, and they brought this guy in. I think it's his first managerial job, and, they underachieved last year, woefully underachieved, and you would concede that. And so, this year they're out of the gate at 7-7, and they were in a tailspin. They went up and played Milwaukee, which apparently is like playing a good high school team at this point. So I think you're right. They come back home for Chicago, Milwaukee, and then Atlanta. So I would think about mid-May, if not before, you'll find out what this team's made of as far as, who's their leader. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that at some point there's been I don't know who's down on the farm as far as a managerial replacement. I bet you there's been some phone calls made to somebody going, in the event or just in case, ... would you be interested? Because I'm thinking now that, maybe this guy, not just because of his tirade, just because, the couple of nights, even you and I talked about it at church, not this outing, but the outing before, and I can remember the guy's name, what's the one that's got the funny name?
DeSclafani.
Yeah, he had a 2-hit shutout going into the 8th inning. He pulled him. I think it was up in Chicago. I think that's where it was. But anyway, we all kind of scratched our head, even Marty on the radio, Hall of Fame announcer. So I think some of his managerial moves are in question, so I think this doesn't help him. But I still say somewhere on the farm, some of those other managers, maybe they've made some calls to other people saying, just in case or in the event, would you be interested in taking over the ball club? So we'll see. Right now they're 7-7. Let's go on between the stripes and tell me about some guys who are doing well right now for the Reds.
Well, DeSclafani, we'll start with him since you brought him up. He's 2-0, got a 0.86 ERA for a starter. He's got all-star numbers right now. I mean, he's looking extremely good. I saw an interview with him the other day, and I like this kid. He's 25 years old. He seems to be all business. He's not joking around. I mean, he didn't even have a smile on his face. He was serious about what he was doing, and I like that. I like the fact that he's taking seriously what he's doing out there on the field, and he's got the results so far to prove it. As far as hitters go, I think the two guys that you'd have to mention are two of the guys that really didn't impress us last year, and that's Joey Votto, first of all, who is just knocking the cover off the ball. He's leading the National League, I believe, in home runs right now with 6. He's already hit as many this year as he hit all of last year. And then Zach Cozart. Cozart hit 2 home runs last night. Jim Day, in his post-game interview, he said, it's unusual to have 2 grand slams in a game, and then especially when you don't interview one of the guys that hit one of the grand slams, because we got another guy here that hit 2 home runs in the game. So Cozart's already matched his home run total from last year. He's batting about 340 something, I think, and that's going to get him a lot of notice come All-Star time if he keeps that up, because he's the best defensive shortstop in baseball, or at least in the National League. So those are the guys that are really producing well. And, let's just hope they can keep it up and keep those numbers going like they are, and we'll see what happens. But, a lot of things happening. By the way, let me mention something else. You're talking about managers that they're looking at. They may not have to go off the coaching staff. When they replaced the third base coach, they went down to AAA Louisville and grabbed the manager down there, and that's Jim Riggleman. He's down there in the third base coaching box. He's an experienced major league manager, and he's just kind of sitting out there with that third base coaching job that, I think I'd be looking over my shoulder if I was Brian Price.
I think you're exactly right. What do you before I let you go, when do you think will be the telltale sign? At what point in this season does somebody sit down and go, okay, we played 20 games, 25 games, where are we at now? 14 games or 7-7. So at what point does somebody go, okay, we're going to do a quick evaluation and you're not getting it done?
Yeah, usually about 50 games is when you know really what you've got. I mean, anybody can do anything up until there. I mean, a team can be hot or cold and still pick it up and do something. But at 50 games, you've had your hot streak, you've had your cold streak. You know, you kind of know what you have at that point. And I think that's probably where things will start working themselves out.
That'll put you where? Mid-June, I guess, right around Father's Day, get you about 50 games in. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, or maybe
earlier.
Maybe late May. Yeah,
late May. Memorial Day. So, anyway, I think you're right. I think he's hurt himself. I promise you, I'm not the only Reds fan that's very embarrassed and upset. And then people say, well, what's the big deal, Tom? It happens all the time. You know, if you listen, a lot of these interviews are peppered with F-bombs. I don't mean it's right. And I don't have to support a team that keeps the manager in that position does it. So he did come out and do an apology, and even Horst said, well, I thought it was just kind of a cover your tail kind of thing. So he didn't feel like he was very sincere. And I don't know the man, but I think he best be doing good from here on in, because now they've got another excuse to look for somebody else to jumpstart this ball club. There's a lot of money up there in the payroll. Let's see, last year they were, what was the record last year? They were how many under 500?
Let's see if I can find it. I'm not exactly sure.
25 or 30?
Let's see, they won 74 games, I think, last year.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So you're getting ready to embarrass me. All right, 74 out of 162. Yeah, that's not good. So that'd be 8. That'd be
74 and 88, something like that.
88 and 74, or 74 and 88 rather. Okay, 16 games under. So if I read that, no, it's more than that. It's 14 games under. So anyway, underachieved, I can tell you that. So, and the year before, when that year they had the meltdown against somebody in the playoffs, that was Dusty's last year. They went out with a whimper then. Yeah. So Reds fans want changes, or they want performance on the field, and so we'll see. We'll see. So this weekend they've got Chicago coming to town, then Milwaukee. Then they head off to Atlanta for the end of the month for the 30th, the 1st, and the 2nd. So by next week, when they're home against Milwaukee, next Wednesday we meet again. It's hard to tell what's going to be going on between now and then. Before I let you go, what might be in the pulpit on Sunday? What will you be preaching about?
Well, you know, this past Sunday we talked about the church as a body and about Jesus being the head of the church, and we're going to continue on with that this coming Sunday as well. Another passage of Scripture that deals with that, 1 Corinthians chapter 12, and then Sunday night we're going to be in Romans chapter 14, finishing up that chapter. We'll
see you this evening. Looking forward to seeing you.
All right.
Yeah, good man right there. Again, the Reds Report, our buddy each week. Again, Pastor Greg Salyer, we appreciate him very much. We'll check back with him next Wednesday. And so, again, the Reds struggling and limping along. And, wow, I was impressed because he's maybe the biggest Reds fan I've ever met. I mean, I am to a point, but this guy is in it over the top, and he says, hey, no excuse, and I agree with him 100%. And so he thinks that the noose is tightened around the old boy's neck. So
could very well be, man.
Yeah.
I tell you. Yeah, I'm looking up some names here for you. We'll get them here for you in a second.
All right. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come back and check in with our buddy, Dr. Barry Walton, joins us here. Again, it's the Tom Taylor Sports Show, again, on this Wednesday. You can Facebook us and like us. Also, you can join our email list to get exclusive content from the show, including a weekly rundown of guests and more. To be added, just email me directly at TomTaylorSportsShow@gmail.com. Is that right? I think. Is that where they get me? To be added to the email list, TomTaylorSportsShow@gmail.com.
Yes.
There you go. Thank you. Quick break. You think I know, but
you got a couple different ones.
Yeah, I got them.
That'll work.
Thank you for covering me for me. There you go. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Dr. Barry Walton joins us coming up here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know to update your coverage when adult children move home?
Oh, heck no. Or that you could get coverage for identity theft through your homeowner's insurance.
And that your valuables can be covered by home insurance even when they're not at home. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us, and we do appreciate that. I want to say hello to my buddy Tiger Brooks. Also hello to Angie Marshall. Also hello to Tommy Alderman, T.O. Also want to say hello that's Facebook liked us, and we appreciate that. Barry Brickey from the City of Kingsport Fire Department. And also hello to our buddy Terry Diamond. I want to say hello to Terry. He's a teacher in the school system here in the area, and they Facebooked and liked us, and we appreciate that very, very much. Let's go to the phonies there. Our buddy Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medicine Mart. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, Tom Taylor. Thank you very much. And I'd also like to add to your folks there, Karen Gibson, who's celebrating her 50th birthday today. Since she put it on Facebook, I can say that. But she's celebrating the Big 5-0 today, so we want to wish her a very happy birthday as well.
Absolutely. Karen, of course, orders all the merchandise as far as the neat gifts, I would say, down in the center aisle. And next week we'll get a little closer to Mother's Day. We'll talk about Mom's Day next week as we're getting ever so closer to that special day. But let's jump in here and talk. First off, you're all about selling products that are locally made and locally produced. Let's start with some local honey folks can get from Max Medicine Mart. Tell me about that.
Well, Tom, that's right. You know, we have the locally made Ellis Farms honey. And the good thing about local honey, and you'll hear that term used a lot, local honey, is because it'll have the pollens that are that the bees use to make the honey will be the local pollens, the kind of things that we're actually breathing in our air that cause all of our allergies. So a lot of folks are very big believers in using local honey to help curtail their allergy symptoms. So this is one good thing that you can do with honey. And it also, of course, you can use it to help soothe coughs. We're still seeing a lot of folks with different kinds of coughs, but that's one thing that in one study that was found to be as effective or even could outperform the dextromethorphan that's in the cough syrups that have DM in them. Like if you'll see certain cough syrups that will say, you know, whatever the name of the cough syrup is, then DM, that's the cough suppressant, but sometimes honey will even outperform that. There's also been reports of increased memory, getting a memory boost by using honey. And, of course, we've known for years that it can be used for wound care as well, you know, actually putting honey on a wound. There's actually a product called Medi Honey. It's a New Zealand honey, and it undergoes this special process. We have that as well, but you can also use local honey on burns and wounds. So it can actually be applied directly or on a dressing and then changed every 1 to 2 days, and that can actually help with burns and wounds. So there's lots of reasons to use honey, and there's lots of reasons to use local honey, especially if you're an allergy sufferer. So that's what we want to get out there, let people know that we do have the Ellis Farms honey. They did have a place in the mall, but they are no longer there. So if you're out there looking for Ellis Farms honey, swing by Max Medicine Mart. We can help you out.
Also, honey, for an athlete out there that's playing softball or tennis or whatever you're doing outdoors as an athlete here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, obviously honey will give you a little jolt of energy, will it not?
Absolutely. It's a great workout fuel. That's a great point, Tom. Many athletes actually rely on kind of these gels now that and some of the honey products are very good for that. The Manuka honey actually comes in these little cards that athletes like to use. So that's certainly something that's good as well. And you don't get all those bad effects that you get from those sugar-laden sport drinks that come out. Sometimes you just get that sugar rush, and then you have the sugar crash afterwards. Honey is actually a long-acting, all-natural energy, and it's actually superior to a lot of the other conventional sources. So actually the National Honey Board recommends adding honey to the bottles of water as an energy boost during workouts, and it can actually be eaten before or after. And it's been shown that honey is kind of sticky, so honey can actually stick around for these endurance events that people are participating in. So that's one way to remember, honey being sticky, and it will stick around through performance. So if you're one of these runners that are getting ready for one of the events coming up in town, you might want to look at honey as one of your workout fuels.
We're talking to Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medismart. Sports question for you. You're the owner and management of the Cincinnati Reds. Your manager goes on a 77 F-bomb tirade in 5 minutes the other day in a press conference to the media. What would we do to him if you were the owner of the team? Suspend him, fine him, let him go? What would you do, if anything?
I don't like to make rash decisions. My first inclination is to fire him, but certainly suspend him. That might give us both time to think about really what's important.
There you go. That's right to where I'm at. You and I think alike, because I think something should be done. So far, nothing's been done. But anyway.
Now I'm scared. I'm thinking like Tom Taylor.
That's cause for concern. You got it. But I think you're exactly right on all points. We're talking to Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medismart. I thought I'd get you to weigh in on that. And I think that's a consensus everybody I've talked to, that something needs to be done, because I don't think the Reds are going to say that is not the way we want our organization represented, especially to the media. And, of course, the question that got him to snap was basically a question about the team. It was nothing out of line to be asked that question, and I think maybe the pressure of the season, they're underperforming, it kind of got him going. But, it's just like you there at the shop at Max Medismart. You're the point person. You've got to be able to kind of be Teflon skinned. Is that a fair question, a fair statement? You got to set the example as the leader of the pack, right?
Absolutely, Tom. And even whether you're a business person or just a person out doing your normal chores in life, or if you're involved with a sports team, you'll realize very quickly that losing your temper does nothing to help the situation. Sometimes every now and then, showing a little bit of temper can show people that you have some passion for something. But more often than not, it's not the motivator that a lot of people think it is. A lot of times it can actually have a negative effect, and the studies have shown this. So it's not something new, but this is something that I think it's a little bit of old school that has over time has proven not to be so true. That losing your temper and going off on these tirades are motivators, because more often than not, things tend to go the other direction.
Talking to Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medismart. Make tracks to Max, and you do. Again, another thing for athletes or folks outside working out or doing whatever. It is allergy season, so again, if you're out there playing softball or you're mowing the yard or doing whatever you're doing, maybe walking, running, hiking, whatever you're doing outdoors, and you have allergies, he's got a product for you. Tell us about it from Max Medismart.
Well, Tom, for years I've been a big proponent of the sinus rinses. So we've got the NeilMed sinus rinses that are great products to help flush out your sinuses. We have different kinds of those. We've got the Medipots if you prefer those. I like the squeezable, where you can control the pressure, NeilMed products that are very good. We also have Bragg's apple cider vinegar, and that is something else that people use to help its ability to reduce mucus production and cleanse the lymphatic system. That's useful for allergies as well. We've also got a lot of the products like quercetin, and quercetin is actually a natural bioflavonoid, and it helps stabilize mast cells that keep them from releasing histamine. And, of course, that histamine is what causes all these watery eyes, runny nose, all the sinus symptoms. And it's also a potent antioxidant that helps reduce inflammation. So that's with the histamine release. That's why we take antihistamines to help with these sinus issues as well. But we've got other natural products if you're looking for besides quercetin, things like nettle leaf. We've got that. That's another natural antihistamine. We've got probiotics that people can sometimes use and use that beneficial bacteria in the gut to help reduce the incidence of allergies as well. And we just talked about the local honey as well. So we've got lots of natural ways for people to help reduce the allergy symptoms. The good thing about, since we're on a sports show, let's relate it to sports. A lot of times, if you have these allergies and you're trying to play a sports, if you're involved in baseball and you happen to be playing in an area that's maybe a little bit damp and a little moldy, like some of the parks around here can be at times, especially with all the rain we've been having, or if you're near some kind of vegetation, all that pollen can come in and make your eyes water, make your nose run. It's harder to concentrate. So all these things are things that you need to take into consideration. Some of the things that doctors will prescribe can make you drowsy. So if you're an athlete, of course, you don't want that drowsiness. Not only do you need to stay alert out in the field, but it can also slow your reaction time. So, if you're at bat, it might be that extra little hesitation that keeps you from getting the hit. So all these things are things you need to consider when you're treating these allergy symptoms. You need to get something that doesn't affect you, it doesn't affect your alertness, and it doesn't slow you down, and yet does take care of the symptoms that you're having. So these are some of the things that we can help you with at Max Medicine Mart.
We're talking to Dr. Barry Walton, make tracks to Max, and you do. Last but not least, again, he joins us each week. Love promoting this gentleman and his great products. I'm there all the time myself buying products, and I take those vitamins that, knock on wood, I've been taking them, and I haven't gotten sick in, 6 or 7 years because he started me taking these vitamins, and I'm hooked, and I can't remember the name of them. It's that's terrible. So to give a testimony, is it Nature's
Plus.
Nature's Plus, thank you. And they work, and I'm a firm believer. I take them religiously, and again, knock on wood, they have kept me from being sick for 7 years. You shake a lot of hands in what we do, and so a lot of chances to get sick and transmission of germs, but this vitamin works, is available at Max Medicine Mart. Last but not least, Bluebonnet, on sale, marked down the month of April. You got, 8 more days to save, and tell us about Bluebonnet from Max Medicine Mart.
Well, Tom, that's right. Bluebonnet is, if you've ever been into the store, you'll notice Bluebonnet is very distinctive because they have the purple lids, and everything purple, you can save 20% off on at Max Medicine Mart with the Bluebonnet products. They were actually founded in 1991, and they're based on pretty much making sure that they're science-based. They do the 5 powers of Bluebonnet nutrition, and it includes nature, science, quality, truth, and knowledge. So what they say, it's one petal for every one of the petals of the Texas state flower, which is the Bluebonnet. So it's based in Sugar Land, Texas, and a lot of good football has been played down there through the years. So, but Bluebonnet has some great products. They've got a chelated magnesium product. Of course, we're big believers in magnesium as far as helping for sore muscles. You can use it for that. You can use it to help your body absorb even more calcium. So that's something to keep that magnesium-calcium balance going as well. And but it's also very good as a calming agent. So if you are a person that has anxiety, we are in the magnesium deficit belt, if you will, in the United States. This area of the country is notorious for having low magnesium levels. So a supplement like this can actually make you more calm, more in control of yourself. So that's one of the things you can do. We've also got a lot of the Earth Sweet chewables that are out there. These are naturally sweetened products that don't have the high sugar indexes that can cause the crash and burn. And, of course, also the glucosamine chondroitin products that are good for joint mobility. This is the time of year where people are getting more and more active, Tom. So these are things that can reduce the inflammation in the joints. We have it with or without MSM. MSM is actually a sulfur product. So if you do have an allergy to sulfur, that might be something you want to avoid. That's another good reason to come to Max Medicine Mart and Good Food Grocery. You can talk to us about your allergies and your situations. We can find a product more tailor-made for what you need. And we can do that at Max Medicine Mart and Good Food Grocery. Bluebonnet, 20% off for the rest of this month, and we look forward to seeing you down there.
Alabama Crimson Tide, have they had their spring football practice game yet?
Oh, Tom. We have, and it's been an interesting year. I think we're in many ways still looking for a quarterback. We've got like 5 on campus, and none of them have really distinguished themselves. And I know there's a rumor out there that Braxton Miller, the preseason last year Heisman Trophy candidate from Ohio State, will be graduating early. And there's been a rumor out there that he might be transferring to Alabama. Of course, Coach Saban cannot comment on that because he is a member of another team, and that's forbidden in NCAA. But I tell you what, at this point in time, it looks like that might be our weakest link. So we'll see what happens in that regard. But our defense is looking like it's coming together. We've got some really good skill athletes. We lost a lot of folks last year, but it's going to be really interesting to see. Almost all the quarterbacks we had in the spring game, Tom, threw an interception. Some of them more than one. So, and our leading contender actually threw a pick six. So it's been a rough spring, and we'll just see how things happen. But hopefully we can return to prominence again.
What was the name of the quarterback? You had the lady that Brent Musburger went nuts over a couple of years ago. What was his name, the quarterback?
Oh, my gosh. I'm drawing a blank. But I do remember that because that was uncomfortable, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, my point being, that guy was a better quarterback than I think a lot of folks gave him credit because he got it done on the field, no question. So
absolutely. He was called the big knock on him was he was called a game manager. But sometimes that's what you want. You want sometimes it's better to just go and take what the defense gives you rather than to force the issue and end up throwing a pick six and throwing the whole momentum over to the other team's side. So that's a talent that a lot of people don't give much credence to, but it's certainly one that's very, very valuable.
There you go. Game manager's okay when he gets those W's. Just ask Saban. No question about that. 7 days a week they're open to Max Medicine Mart. Give me the hours you're open, my friend.
Tom, Monday through Friday, we start off at 8 in the morning and close at 7. On Saturdays, we're there from 8 until 6, and Sundays 1 to 5. So for all your health care needs, make tracks to Max.
Make tracks to Max. Great report, my friend. I'll talk to you Friday. We'll do it all over again, all right?
Sounds like a plan. Look forward to it, Tom.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. Our buddy Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medicine Mart. Make tracks to Max. Local honey, locally grown to give you some energy, get a little boost. Also, natural allergies. Are you allergic? You got mowed the yard, you get stuffed up a little bit?
I take Allegra.
Okay, so you're all right.
Well, I mean, it
helps
takes care of the problem.
Gotcha. So natural allergies, they've got that. Again, at Max Medicine Mart. Local honey that's produced by Ellis Farms. That, again, he's right. This goes back to the biblical days. Eating honey is good for you. Helps build the immune system. Gives you a little – it's a natural sugar, obviously, and it gives you a little shot in the arm as far as energy. Helps build your immune system. They've got that in stock. Locally grown and produced honey from Ellis Farms. And also Bluebonnet, everything Bluebonnet, 20% off the month of April at Max Medicine Mart. Make tracks to Max because he was out of pocket last Wednesday, so he's going to come back and do another dose, another double dip this week for Max Medicine Mart. Love promoting the guy. They're in a great pharmacy there on Center Street in Kingsport. By the way, the building's back. It's been kind of in limbo with the weather and the spring, and I noticed they had lots of skids of brick there in front of the building, so the construction continues on the new. Max Medicine Mart's going to be open later on this year there on Kingsport, Center Street, right down from Dobbins Minute. Quick break. We'll be right back. We've got Michael White's going to join us, the Sports Information Director from East Tennessee State University. Lots going on in the land of the Bucks. Baseball, golf, basketball signing. Coach Forbes got his first signee for the new basketball season. Looks like this guy is a blue chipper. We'll find out all about what's going on in the land of the Buccaneers coming up next here on this Wednesday edition of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that home insurance can keep your stuff covered even when it's not at home? Or that collisions with wildlife on the road may not be covered? And what if you didn't know you could be liable for any accidents on your property? The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store. Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us on this Wednesday. It's Hump Day. Over the hump through the woods to a wonderful weekend we go. Here's a sports headline just coming to us. If you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, you've seen your coach get fired today after 7 seasons. Scott Brooks out as the head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder, the National Basketball Association. So let you know about that. And also, as we told you earlier, Jameis Winston says the crab legs were given to me, not stolen. Somebody gave them to him, so he just walked out of the store with them. So that certainly makes it right. So anyway, that's the latest on Jameis and what's going on, some sports headlines. Locally, Buccaneers, man, oh man, lots to start and talk about. Let's go to the phone. Our buddy Michael White's there, the sports information director. And let's start with basketball. Coach Forbes on the scene, gets him a blue chipper, signed, sealed, and delivered. Tell us about this young man that's going to be playing for ETSU.
Hey, it's good to be with you, Tom. Yeah, Coach Forbes hit the recruiting trail pretty quickly once he got here, and been working hard to find the players he needs to have to make us successful. And we were lucky enough yesterday to receive officially a national letter of intent from a young man, T.J. Cromer. He is a shooting guard, 6'3", 190 pounds. He's played last couple of seasons at Columbia State, just down the road here in Tennessee, and fantastic shooter. Really can score the basketball. Shot about 48% from beyond the arc during his junior college days, 51% from the field, 83% at the free throw line. Even his quote in the story we released yesterday, he said the fans can expect out of him a player that makes shots and makes plays and gets it done on the offensive end, which is one of the things that Coach Forbes said he looks for. He looks for guys that can score, and then he'll teach them how to play defense.
So you look on the national average for fans out there going 46, 48% is not that good at three-point range, but yet it is, because on the average I would say most guys shoot in the 30s as far as three-point average. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, 48% is actually exceptional
yes.
From three-point range. When guys normally good three-point shooters, guys that people would consider a three-point shooter, they'll shoot mid-low 30s typically. So to be shooting 47, 48%, that makes you the kind of guy that on a scouting report from another team, they're going to have that name circled, and they're going to be looking for that guy every time down the floor.
We're talking to Michael White, Sports Information Director of East Tennessee State University. We always appreciate him stopping by phone and talking to us. So with him being signed, Cromer averaging 19 points a game, shooting 48% from three-point range, had 107 threes under his belt. How many more scholarships are out there for Coach Forbes to go get?
Well, as things transpire here on campus, you always have guys that may have signed here that have been released, or even guys that are currently on the team that may not be back next year. So it's kind of a moving target. I know that we earlier in the early signing period, when Coach Bartow was still here with us, we had signed a gentleman out of South Carolina, a guy by the name of Tyler Hooker. He had requested his release, so we granted that. So that gave us an additional scholarship that we had. Right now, Coach is looking at either 2 or 3 scholarships that he'll be able to take care of and add this year. We have not just right now. Cromer's not the only guy that's kind of in this new recruiting class. One is a gentleman by the name of Peter Jerkin. Peter is a transfer from Indiana University, 7-foot kid, can really play the basketball. He's out of Sudan. He transferred here and sat on the bench this past season. A lot of people may have noticed him. He was obviously on a basketball team. To be the tallest guy on a basketball team makes you stand out. And he was the tallest guy on our bench last season. So he'll join Cromer right now as the two guys on the official recruiting class starting next year, which will then give Coach another 2 or 3 scholarships.
I would think having a 7-footer on your team in the Southern Conference is nothing but a feather in your cap. So it's pretty exciting to have that young man who's a transfer ready to go and ready to play this year for Coach Forbes. We're talking to Michael White, the Sports Information Director at East Tennessee State University. Let's also brag on Fred Warren and that outstanding golf team. They did it again. They brought home the championship. Tell me about it.
Yeah, obviously a long-standing tradition here at East Tennessee State, the men's golf program, and Coach Fred Warren, what he's accomplished over the years has just been exceptional, a Hall of Fame career for him, and that tradition just continued yesterday. They really had to battle for this one. UNC Greensboro, kind of the home team, I guess, where they were playing this past weekend, really gave the Bucks all they wanted. The tournament was tied after the final 18 holes, so they had to go to some playoffs there and play 2 holes, and ultimately the Bucks came away with the win and brought home another team title in the Southern Conference.
As a matter of fact, their 24th NCAA appearance are going to be moving on to the tournament, and also their 18th Southern Conference championship. I talked about this yesterday. Fred Warren, for all the success we've had in basketball, and now we got, of course, football's back, and that's great. But you look at a guy that's a model of consistency, it's Fred Warren, that golf team. He has really turned out some great individuals and great teams, and I think sometimes he flies under the radar, maybe by design, but I want folks to understand that he has really put together a fantastic, I call it a dynasty. He's really done a great job at that golf program at East Tennessee State.
He has. It's rare when you're at a quote-unquote mid-major school to be able to develop a program that is recognized nationally, and I think Coach Warren definitely has done that with the East Tennessee State golf program. Over the years, they have traditionally been a top 25 ranked team. They have, like you said, Tom, that produced some players that have ultimately ended up going pro and really having quality careers. I think just across the board, even when you look at the new facilities that have been built on campus over the last several years, the first one that was built was the golf program's practice facility here on campus. And that's really because of the work and efforts of Coach Warren and the people that he has kind of put around that program to make that thing work.
Before I let you go, again, we're talking to Michael White, the Sports Information Director at East Tennessee State University. And you look at the football team wrapping up spring practice a couple of weeks ago, and they blew gold. So now what happens? Somebody asked me this the other day. What do they do now? Can they lift weights? Can they work out? What is modus operandi? I don't know that answer. So what happens now to the football team between now and fall practice?
Conditioning, and more conditioning. They'll be lifting, working out, just staying in shape, getting bigger, stronger. With football, probably more than any other sport, it's the work you do in the off season that really can make a huge difference for your program. Building the ability to just have stamina, strength, those sorts of things. And we're lucky to have a great weight training coach in Al Johnson, a guy that's been at the professional level, has coached at places like Northwestern, Ohio State. He just brings a wealth of knowledge, and he's making a huge difference for our program. But beyond that, the work just really continues to get ready for September 3rd and that first game against Kennesaw State here in Johnson City. That's going to be an unbelievable evening. A lot of fun for the program, but a lot of work on this end of things because it certainly isn't easy to launch a program, much less do it in about 2 years, which is what we've pulled off here at ETSU. So a lot of work going on, and in fact, I'll even be maybe throw out a little news clip for everybody there and help you out with some news to those that are listening. Plans are right now that with the football program, we are going to announce tomorrow that we will be unveiling our new football uniforms on Monday at the DP Culp Center in the Cave area. So we want people to come out Monday at high noon to see the new Buccaneer uniforms. That's
neat stuff. And so for all the sports information you need about East Tennessee State, Michael, what is the website we can go to stay on top of Buccaneer sports?
Go to etsubucks.com. You can go there to find out all the news, updates, video, radio, anything you're looking for. We'll have it there.
There you go. A great report. Thank you, my friend. We'll be back in touch soon. You do a great job. You add a lot to our show, and we'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right. Thank you, Tom.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. He does a dynamite job. Michael White, Sports Information Director at East Tennessee State University. So the new football unis will be coming out on Monday, and they'll be happening at the Dome at East Tennessee State. I should say the DP Golf Center at East Tennessee State University. Baseball last night, they ran into a buzzsaw. The Tennessee Volunteers got them pretty good. Again, ETSU came out on the short end of a, let's see, what was the final score? 14-7. And so, sellout crowd of over 1,500 fans were there. The Volunteers cranked out 18 hits, and so they now they improved to 16-20 on the season. Buccaneers fall to 14-25. It really doesn't matter because, well, it does matter, but what State wants to do, the Bucs want to get ready for the Southern Conference Tournament coming up in a couple of weeks in Charleston, South Carolina. So the Vols snap a 6-game losing streak, and now the Buccaneers are in a 6-game losing streak. So two teams going in different directions, but big crowd last night at Thomas Stadium, and so Tennessee sweeps the Buccaneers on the baseball diamond, which has not happened recently. State usually gets them once, and in some cases it was swept them themselves. But last night Tennessee came to town, and the Big Orange got the – am I supposed to say Tennessee? See, can I say Big Orange? Because Nike says that's okay to say that, right?
Well, it's just the Lady Vols.
It's the Lady Vols they want. We got to be – I got to say I'm a little nervous. Got to make sure I'm politically correct.
I don't care.
Politically correct. Keep
I'll
Nike
call
out
them whatever
here.
I want to call them. They're Tennessee. I'm a Tennessee fan. I'll call them what I've always called.
There you go. So anyway, the Big Orange – 14-7 win last night in college baseball at Thomas Stadium in Johnson City. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. This thing's good grief. We're about out of time again on this deal. So
another 15 minutes.
Yeah, we move right along here. So we appreciate our guests. Now let's talk about. We stay right on golf for just a second. Coming up on June the 6th and the 7th is the Tillinghast Invitational at the Johnson City Country Club. Turns 10 years old this year. Johnson City Country Club's annual tournament, a full field, will be 128 golfers. They've been averaging between 150 and 120 the past couple of years, and so they're hoping to max out at 128 golfers. They'll be June the 6th and the 7th at the Johnson City Country Club. Four-time champion Chip Spratlin is expected to be back to defend his title. Spratlin was the 1995 NCAA individual champion while at Auburn and has dominated this event on his former home course, so it should be a lot of fun. So if you're interested, be sure and call the Johnson City Country Club and get signed up for the Tillinghast Invitational. That'll be coming up June 6th and the 7th at the Johnson City Country Club. So reckon they need us out there driving buggies? Not buggies. What do you call them, golf carts?
Golf carts,
yeah,
buggies.
Not buggies, golf carts. My bad. I think they want us out there.
You impressed me yesterday that you knew what the colored tees were, but now buggy.
I went backwards, didn't I? Colored tees are for where you tee off as far if you're a gentleman or a lady or a senior. Yeah. So I nailed you on that one, but called them golf buggies. Golf carts. I'm sorry.
Sad.
Think they let us come out there and kind of tool around? You can't do donuts in them.
It would never be the same.
You can't do donuts. Now, do you have to stay on the cart path? Those little strips of
depends on the
pavement?
golf course.
Yeah.
Some courses say stay on the on the path. Some of them let you go out. A lot of it has to do with the weather too and what condition the course is. You don't want to take your buggy off and rip up the fairway or whatever if it's all soggy and wet. So
can you do donuts? Can you on a golf cart? Doesn't go fast enough.
Well, if you have your own golf cart and soup it up, I guess you probably could.
Okay. But the traditional, typical golf cart doesn't go fast enough doing wheelies or anything like that, or do little figure eights.
Battery operated, and they just don't have the torque.
Then that's not what I want to do. I want to get out there where I can get after it and do some donuts. It's Bristol, baby.
Why don't you just go buy a 4-wheeler?
4-wheel buggy or an ATV?
An ATV.
ATV, yeah.
4-wheel buggy.
Yeah, 4-wheel buggy. Yeah.
Sound like a shopping cart, Tom.
Yeah. Did you ever have a go-kart when you was a kid?
I never had one of my own, but there was a friend up the street that had one we used to ride.
Yeah. Moped? You ever have a moped?
Never got on. You wouldn't catch me dead on a moped.
Why? What's wrong with the moped? What's wrong with it? They go too slow?
That's a motorcycle wannabe.
Oh, all right. So,
I mean, it's a bicycle that thinks it can be a motorcycle.
What about a mini bike? You ever been on a mini bike?
I've been on a mini bike.
Okay. Now, moped and mini bike, two different things,
Two
right?
different things.
All right. Guess it was a mini bike we had.
A little short, stocky little thing with big little tires.
Yeah, I remember my brother got on Bernie's leg on a muffler.
Yeah.
Got on there. That's it. Got on there. How'd that go? Do it again for me. There you go. Good sound effects. Now, is that the moped or the mini bike you're making?
Oh, that's the mini bike.
Mini bike,
yeah.
okay.
A lot louder than that, too.
Yeah, my brother got on Bernie's leg on the muffler. We laughed at him on that. He was laying on the laying on the yard, rubbing grass on it, trying to get stop hurting. Why'd you go inside, stupid, and put something on it instead of rubbing grass on it? Well, it hurts. So anyway, that's what I remember about the mini bike. So
West Virginia.
That's it. Only in West Virginia. No question about that. So you tooled around the go-kart when you were a kid and a mini bike, and you graduated to – when'd you get your first motorcycle?
My first motorcycle was sitting in the garage.
Oh, okay. You didn't have one.
Well, my family. I mean, we had when I grew up. My dad had a couple bikes, and we rode them. But my first personally owned bike is the Mistress.
Yeah.
And I also have another one now that since the man-child's failing to pay for that I am, it's my bike.
You've inherited that one too.
I've inherited that one.
There we go. It was a financial inheritance there.
Yeah, that's a crotch rocket, and I'll do something with it because
Yeah.
I don't like crotch rockets.
Sell it. So.
Yeah.
Can I ride that one? Can I ride the Mistress? Do you think I can handle that one? How much does it weigh?
Mistress, fully loaded with you on it, probably 1,100 pounds.
No, I mean, just me. Get you off the bike. Just let me drive it.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be about 1,100 pounds. The
So,
bike itself's about 900.
Yeah.
Maybe, fully loaded.
Oh, you give me a 200 pounds? Well, that's sweet of you.
Well, okay, 1,200 pounds.
I was going to say, you better kick it up a little bit. Yeah. Sasquatch.
It's got air adjustable shocks, too.
Low rider. Yep, that'd be what I'd be doing. So I would like to do it now. Back in the day when I had my motorcycle, it was 1 up and 4 down, I think, or maybe 4 down and 1 up was the on that Yamaha I had.
1 down, 4 up.
Is that what it is? 1 down, 4 up? So it's been a while since I've been on the bike.
Actually, I've got 6-speed, so.
Oh. I will say this. It's a beautiful bike, and when he cranked it up out here the other day, and I mean, the neighbors.
It warms up. I'll be riding it over here more often, too.
Neighbors loved it, I think, because blah, blah, blah. I said, crack that thing one time. And at the church, and I said, crack that thing. We'll buy. All these little redneck boys went, wow. The little Barry boys went, wow. And even Sam went, wow. So, yeah, he was on there, and I said, horse. I said, crank it. One by. And those kids went nuts. It does sound good. What kind of mufflers you got on it?
They don't have the stock mufflers anymore. I bought some pipes. They don't call them mufflers.
Well, whatever it is. What kind of pipes you got?
Big honkers is what we call them.
Boy, I walked into that one. Big honker pipes. There we go. Let's write that one down.
Literally, that's the brand name.
Oh,
Big
I'm
honkers.
sure. You will rue the day you told me that one, I can tell you for sure. Big honker pipes. Okay. Let's write that right there. Big spell honker, Honker.
Yeah.
Big honker. You call them pipes or?
Pipes.
Pipes. All right. Big honker pipes. There you go. It's a Victory Road Moschino, isn't it?
Victory.
Oh, yeah. It's a good-looking ride.
Crossroads Classic.
Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful bike. And Horace rolls up in that thing, and I said the other day.
Crimson and cream.
Oh, yeah. It's good-looking. You put a picture of it on the website at one point?
I did.
Facebook?
It's on our page.
Yeah.
You got to scroll down a ways, or it's over in the photo section. But it's there.
Big honker pipe. So I asked him last time I was here. I said, "Hey," I tweaked him and I knew it. I said, "What'd you give for that helmet? About $50?" He goes, "No, that was like a $17,000 helmet." I said, "Okay," and I knew
it wasn't that much.
I just smoked him, and I knew it.
No.
He immediately said, "I've learned Horace when I tweak him, he twicks that neck a little bit." And I said, "He's twicking that neck. I've got him." He said, "No, it's a $17,000 helmet." I said, "Okay, I got you." But it is a good-looking bike, and Horace looks good on zipping down the highway. Tell on yourself how fast you've gotten it up on the Mrs. V's not listening. Tell me how fast you've gotten it. 45, 50?
It'll go.
What's it registered for?
Well, it
120?
goes up to 150, 160.
160 on the speedometer.
But I won't go that fast.
No,
I've been up to maybe 80, 85 on the interstate.
That's good. That's good. That's doable.
Yeah.
Anything above it, I would think at 120 on a bike's just flirting with disaster.
It's a cruiser. It's not a bike that you're going to go zipping around in. All right.
They got mufflers, and it ain't a bike. So I'm being educated here. It's the Mistress, and it's a cruising bike. So
it's a cruiser.
Now, I'm going to ask a dumb question, but does it have what is on the car when you hit it? Does cruise control? Does it have cruise control?
Got cruise control.
Do you really?
Yes.
On a motorcycle?
Yes.
That's cool. That is really cool. Does it have a radio and listen to some hits going down the road?
This one does not have a radio.
Okay.
Means I can sing. I've been. You got some Harleys and some bikes out there that got radios in their fairings, and you pull up next to them, and everybody in the world hears them. You know, because they got to have them up so loud when you're riding down the road, so you can hear the blasted thing.
Right.
No, I got a helmet that has stuff built into it. So.
Yeah. So if I rode with you, I can sing going down the road. I can be your own karaoke machine.
I wouldn't.
I'm hanging on to you, and I'm going, Georgia Satellites, keep your hands to yourself.
I'd tune you out, big guy.
Oh, that's
but
good.
that's presuming that you would be on the bike
to begin with. There you go. I made a big assumption, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
But right here, that would be, yeah. So you got to be on there first where you can sing. I understand. Anyway, he's got a good-looking bike, and I don't know where I got off on this, but
I don't know either.
It's good stuff, though. So he's got him a ride.
I got a score for you. Want me to give
Go
you a
ahead,
score?
give me a score, yeah.
Let's get
Good.
back on sports.
All right, what's going on?
You got Cleveland playing in Chicago. Chicago does have another baseball team, by the way. Did you know that?
White Sox.
The White Sox, yeah. And the White Sox lead Cleveland 1-0 in the top of the third.
Top of the third inning. There you go. One-day game. It's the only one we got.
Yep.
Now, tomorrow will be a boatload of them because tomorrow's getaway games. Everybody plays games tomorrow. In fact, we've got, let's see, tomorrow 1, 2, 3, 4 in the National League. In the American League tomorrow, we've got another one as well. So we've got about 5 games tomorrow we'll be reporting on during our Thursday edition of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So, yep, cranking that big boy. Now, how did I get on the motorcycles?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. I kind of went down that road, but it's a good-looking bike, no question about that. So
I'm taking it out west.
Oh, we went go-karts. That's right, go-karts. We went into mopeds, into mini bikes, and then I just kind of morphed into your motorcycle. So,
Yep.
or no, that's not motorcycle. It's called a touring bike, right?
Mine is it's a cruiser, but it is a
It is a motorcycle.
yes.
Okay, but it's a cruising motorcycle.
It's a cruiser.
Cruiser bike. Cruiser.
Yes.
All right.
With saddlebags.
Saddlebags, yep, and special big honker pipes. That's it. Big honker. So there you go. A couple of minutes left into the show here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's see. Let me run down anything else going on. Any late breakings besides Scott Brooks being fired as the coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder? Anything else going on that would jump out at you here?
Oh, I don't know. Let me look here myself
All right,
and see if I can find something.
All right. While you're doing that, I will scan over here because I got one more little tidbit I want to pass on. If you don't find anything that's noteworthy, because I do have a couple of things there I would like to pass on.
What's it, that city in out with a suburb of L.A. that's wanting to build a stadium? Carson Springs, is that it?
Culver City?
No, well, I think it's Carson something. Anyways, they're going to try to approve a $1.7 billion football stadium for the NFL. Whatever NFL franchise they can lure in there.
Taxpayer based? Somebody's got to pony up and pay that?
I guess. I'll see if I can find it.
$1.7 billion?
$1.7 billion.
Wow. That's a lot of change. A chunk of change.
Carson City Council approves NFL stadium plan. There we go.
Wow. All right. So that's the National Football League. A little closer to home, Marissa Honeycutt for Dobbins Minute. The Lady Indians wins on softball. She got the win after striking out 7. Megan Pratt, Michaela, and Lily Gray had 2 hits apiece for Dobbins Minute. Again, for softball, I want to bring that to you. Told you earlier that Trey Field struck out 13 for Sullivan South as they defeat the Sullivan East Patriots and win the Three Rivers Conference title. Field's 4-1, walked 3. Only had 3 hits in pitching the shutout for the Sullivan South Rebels of Anthony Richardson. Unicoi County's Lady Blue Devils, Haley Webb, led the Lady Blue Devils 3 hits, 2 runs. They blanked Sullivan East 8-0. Gate City's Katie Raymond went 3 for 4, the double and a solo homer. Had 3 RBIs. The Lady Blue Devils, who defeat the Lady Trojans 6-3 in girls high school softball. Also want to squeeze in, let's see, Lady Hilltoppers of Science Hill got a rock-solid performance from Chloe Smith and grabbed command of 3rd place in the Big 7 by beating the Lady Trailblazers for the 2nd time this season. And it was Daniel Boone, 21-8 now, and trailing 3-1 to the bottom of the 7th. The Lady Trailblazers put 2 runners on base, nobody out. And then Jacqueline Jenkins advanced them to 2nd and 3rd with the ground out. And then Retta Persinger stroked an RBI single to make it 3-2. But then Boone pops up to end the ball game, and they hang on to win to Science Hills now 14-10, the final score. Again, as we told you, of 3-2 in favor of the Lady Hilltoppers. So those are some of the local highlights yesterday in softball and in baseball. Our guest today, Tom Weinmann. The quiz show went 3 for 5. I was off and running, went 3 for 3, then the bottom fell out. 3 for 5. I finished today.
We all knew it was going to happen. We all knew it.
Tomorrow, Greg Taylor will allow me to go 5 for 5. I'll earn it. He won't allow me. So he'll be with us tomorrow from Wells Fargo, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Show. Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medicine Mart. Greg Salyers from the Reds Report from Southwestern Baptist Church. And also our buddy Michael White, Sports Information Director from, again, the land of the Buccaneers at East Tennessee State University. Our show today has been brought to you by the good folks in Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance, Book Lovers Warehouse, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, Kingsport Cabinetry, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, American Import Auto Repair, home of the free loaner car program. Still no free oil change today because I went 3 for 5. I hate losing. Bristol Motor Speedway and Bristol Dragway. Also Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Love those folks. Wells Fargo Financial Network. Also Bays Mountain Park. Max Medicine Mart. And my man Gator at the Cherokee Barbershop. Guess we got time to squeeze it in and talk about him real quick because he's down yonder standing up, snipping them locks as we speak. Haircuts are free. Cup of coffee will cost you $11. You get to keep the cup. An old-fashioned haircut. Straight razor shave. Somebody down there said I look like Johnny Fever, one of his clients today. Don't look anything like Johnny Fever, do you think?
I'm going to get a picture of him, and I'll have to hold it up next to you. And
yeah, I don't think I look anything like
I
it.
don't know.
Apster said I didn't. I said Sean Connery. She said, yeah, maybe Sean Connery, but not Johnny Fever. But anyway.
Maybe they thought you were acting like Johnny Fever.
Yeah. WKRP in
Cincinnati.
There you go. Hot towels, a back massage, across your back, a shoulder vibration thing that kind of loosens you up. He does that for anybody who comes through and gets their hair cut. He is open Tuesday through Friday from 8:30 until 5 and Saturday from 8:30 until 1. Again, located at South Roan Street right down from Tipton Haynes Working Farm. The barber pole's out, and the Gator Man's in the chair, or ready to put you in the chair and go to work to make you look good. So, hey, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Horse, hit the magic button. We be out of here, baby. We're rolling. Back at it tomorrow for our 52nd day together, and this is the 11th week. And, again, we want to say thanks to our sponsors we told you just a few seconds ago. As always, we'll tell you when you're playing the game of sports, win or lose, be a good sport. We'll talk to you tomorrow again. Thanks for giving us a listen and a view on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Till tomorrow, 1 o'clock, we say so long, everybody.